Hey, I'm Candace, your host, and if you're ready to grow your business and build your authority by getting booked on podcasts, I've got something special for you. I'm launching a brand new course that will walk you through exactly how to get booked on podcasts. Everything from identifying the right shows to pitching, preparing for interviews, and leveraging your guest appearances for growth. Plus, if you sign up for the waitlist now, you'll get early access to the course and these special bonuses. When you officially enroll in the course, you'll save $50 and get a free one-on-one strategy call with me to help you prep your speaking points and align your offers. These bonuses are limited and end on April 13th, so make sure to sign up today. Head to the link in the show notes to join and get started on your podcast guesting journey. I can't wait to help you get booked and start sharing your message with the world. Now let's dive into today's episode. In season 4, episode 2, I went over how to pitch yourself to be able to guest on podcasts. So let's talk through how to prep for when you do land that first guesting spot, things that you can do to get ready for that interview. The first thing is just going to be that most podcast hosts and producers have a set list of things for you to do. Often it's a form to fill out about yourself, having a bio ready that highlights and that's short but to the point and can highlight you and your experiences. The host is likely going to use that for your introduction and for the show notes. Often in the form that you fill out, they might ask what questions they could ask you. So be ready to give suggestions for questions that are broad enough to fit a variety of shows, but also specific enough to be in alignment with their show and something that you really want to highlight. They usually need a good picture headshot of you. So be ready and have one of those on hand or get those taken. If you don't fit the mold of like a sport coat headshot, then make sure that picture represents you and your brand and an authentic version of you. It doesn't need to be something that is super professional and curated. It can be laid back that can show your different sides of yourself. So far, a bio and great headshot are going to go a long way in helping you feel ready to guest on your first episode. And something that almost always happens is that they start the episode by asking you to share a little bit about yourself or your journey. I usually ask my guests to share how they got into entrepreneurship. Make sure that that's not something that ends up being 5+ minutes long. So if you need to practice that part so that you highlight the pieces you want to highlight, but also get to your point so that we can get the episode started, that is something that you might practice saying out loud. 3 to 4 minutes tops, even 2 minutes is great just to get that episode going and leave room for you to talk about your business and other things that you're passionate about. Many times the host might give you, with that form and things that you use to sign up, a list of possible questions. You can write out answers to them if you want, but I definitely recommend if you do that, try not to read from them. Practice them if you need to. Say them out loud at home alone in front of the mirror in the car while you're driving, but do your best not to read off of them because it sounds so much more organic and authentic when the podcast can really be very conversational. One question that you can ask the host is, when is your episode going to be aired, or approximately when? Because usually at the end of the episode, hopefully the host will ask you about what you have coming up in your business or something that you want to share that the audience can look out for. And if they are sometimes working way ahead, you might not have your episode airing for 2 months. If you share something that you have coming up in February and the episode doesn't air until March, that's not going to help you out or be as effective as it could be. So the thing you're sharing about or highlighting in your business, get really specific about it and either have it be something that is ongoing and the date doesn't matter, or find that date out so that you can get specific in sharing that. The other thing is, if they don't say this ahead of time, one thing you could ask before they hit record is if they edit the episode. That way you know if you need to just keep going in what you're saying, even if you fumble or something, or if you have the chance to say, wait, can I re-say that and cut that last part out? For me, I do editing, and so I do allow for people to say, hey, I want to re-say that. Can we start that question over? Or things like that. But not everyone does. Some people just let it sort of just go with the flow. So whatever comes out, which neither is right or wrong. It's just something that can be helpful to ask upfront so that you're prepared. The more and more that you start talking about your business, guesting on shows, the more you will find your voice. You'll find your message, the things that you're passionate about, and you will get better and better. So don't be hard on yourself. Always trust that whatever comes out during that recording, I tell all my guests this, that someone needed to hear this message today. Keep that at the forefront and you're going to be just fine. Also, there is no harm in practicing. I am, probably close to 200 episodes in between my own podcast and guesting appearances. Know that nobody starts off being a good speaker. Everybody has to start from beginner level and go up from there in everything that we do. So don't be too hard on yourself. You're going to do great. Someone needs to hear your message. And if you want to practice with someone, feel free to go ahead and book a call with me. I'll link that in the show notes. We can book a one-on-one call and we can really spend that whole hour prepping you, chatting through your answers, and really honing in on the message and things that you're about. Okay, get out there and go book those podcast guesting spots. Thanks for tuning in. If you're ready for podcast mentoring, whether it's setup, editing, planning, or guesting, you can book a one-on-one call with me through the link in the show notes. I hope you feel seen, inspired, and like your dreams and goals are completely valid, because they are. See you next Tuesday.